Have you ever been around a little kid, say a 3-year-old, and he picks up something like a gallon of milk and he carries it with all his might over to the kitchen table and you say, "Wow, you are so strong." A gallon of milk's like what, 3 pounds? I don't know, but my point is strength is relative. And that ability for him to carry that 3-pound weight when he's 3 isn't going to be the same as when he's 23. Resistance training. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Coach Laney, a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. In today's video, I'm discussing different strategies when it comes to resistance training. You may be surprised to find that you're not lifting right for your goals. In today's video, I'm going to discuss the 3 unique goals when it comes to resistance training. 1, strength and power. 2, muscle growth. And 3, muscular endurance. I'm going to help you identify which one is right for you and when you should implement each process. All right, let's dive in. Strength. So our toddler here with the 3-gallon jug of milk or so. His goal at that point in his life should be strength. Let's talk about adults because that's who I primarily deal with. Strength isn't always your goal. But when it is, I'm going to discuss how you can ensure you're building strength. In order to gain strength, you have to challenge your body. You have to push it beyond what you thought possible. Just like our little friend with his gallon of milk. He didn't realize it was possible until he did it. He could only do it once at a time and then needed to rest. That's the goal of strength training. 1 to 5 reps. You want to hit 80 to 90 to 100% of your 1 rep max. Now that term is thrown around a lot in the gym world, but what if you're just a regular person and you have a different job? What does this rep max mean, right? So it's the ability for your body to do something once, your 1 rep max. And to be perfectly honest with you, I never challenged any of my clients to see how much they could lift one time because your risk of injury is increased. I also have never personally pushed myself to do something one time. There's a calculation to help you learn exactly how much your 1 rep max is without having to see if that's something you can do and find out that you can't. So 1 rep max. So when we say 1 to 5 repetitions, what that means is to develop strength, you need to first have proper form, but you need to pick up that weight. And if you can do 2, 3, 4 reps of that movement, that's where you need to be for strength training. A great program that I did not write, and I certainly can't take credit for it, but it's an amazing program called 5x5. 5 sets of 5 reps. And they're the big movements, the squats, the deadlifts, the bench press, those big movements. If strength is your goal, you don't necessarily need to do that, but you need to focus and make sure that the weight you're lifting it with proper form, and you're doing 3 to 5 powerful reps. All right, why do you want to increase strength? Why would that be a goal? 1, it reduces your risk of injury. A strong body can quickly respond to an increased load. So for example, in daily life, outside of the gym, say your kid says, "Hey Dad, I want to ride on a piggyback," and he jumps on your back. Whoa, right? But a strong body can pick that kid up. Or your grandkid comes running to you, "Grandma," and jumps in your arms. That's an awesome feeling. You want to be strong enough to receive that added load. But also in traumatic events like car accidents, a stronger body withstands a lesser risk of injury. So strength is a great goal to have. And how to get that, I repeat, 1 to 5 reps, a high weight, but always good form. Next goal, hypertrophy. So that's a term you're like, oh, do what? So muscle growth. So in atrophy, we've heard that, when you're elderly, your muscles atrophy, they shrivel up. Hypertrophy, muscle growth. All right, first myth, women, you will not get bulky from lifting weights. It will not happen without a lot of dedication and focus specific to that goal, and even then, you might not get bulky. So, why is it important to grow your muscles? Now, this is the gist of my training protocol. This is the gist of my program, Fast Track to Real Fit, is strength, but also muscle growth. Why is it important? It improves your activities of daily living. That's it. Improves the activities of daily living. It's easier to pull that box down out of the attic. It's easier to change a flat, without having to call somebody. You're going to have that strength. You're going to have the muscles to do that. On a medical side of it, increased muscles reduce your risk of disease, primarily osteoporosis, which affects women, but also osteoporosis does affect guys, men. So having strong muscles will reduce that risk. It increases bone density. It also reduces your risk of type 2 diabetes. That is a growing population right now. So strength training helps reduce that risk of disease. It also increases your metabolism. So a body at rest with more muscles burns more calories than a body at rest with less muscle mass. So my same body, if I was not resistance trained, when I'm sitting on the couch, my body has a certain number of calories that it is burning in order to stay alive. My body that is resistance trained burns more calories. Basically, I need to give it more food in order for it to stay alive. And I need to give it more food to support my activities. Hey, I'm all about more food, right? All right, so we've covered two different goals: strength, lower reps, heavier weights. Muscle growth, how many reps and sets? You want to be about 70 to 80% of your rep max, 1 rep max. What does that mean? 8 to 12 reps. If you're performing 8 to 12 reps and fatiguing around that 10th rep, you're right in that range, and that's a sweet spot to be in. If you hit that 12th rep and you feel like you could keep going, your weight is not heavy enough. You're not training for muscle growth. If, however, by rep number 6 or 7, you're fatiguing and you're finishing up those 10 to 12 reps with poor form, not good at all, because then you're training for injury, right? So you pass the point of strength and you're pushing yourself. Form is always most important. How you lift the weight, how your body moves is always most important. When it comes to muscle growth, though, you want to hit right to about 8 to 12 reps, with those last 2 reps being a struggle at good form. All right. You also want to take about a minute rest in between. Sometimes you need a little bit longer rest, that's okay, but we're not talking 3 to 5 minutes. So we're not catching up on everything on social media in between those sets. What I usually recommend is 4 sets of 10 reps. And that's usually a good range for hypertrophy. All right, next goal, muscular endurance. Muscular endurance. This is different than cardiorespiratory endurance. Cardiorespiratory, cardio heart, respiratory lungs. Cardiorespiratory endurance is extremely important, and I'll cover that in a different video. Muscular endurance is the ability for your muscles to withstand contraction or a load over a longer period of time, so over a duration. So if you remember that little boy I discussed with his gallon of milk, he didn't have the muscular endurance for carrying that load for a length of time, right? He was so strong. We didn't tell him, you are so endurance trained. So muscular endurance is essential. Withstanding that contraction over the duration, over a longer amount of time. A lighter weight. You'll need a lighter weight. Your rep range here will be 12 to 20 repetitions. If you're doing a movement, a body weight movement, for example, a plank, you'll want to hold that for 30 seconds to a minute or so. If you're doing a movement and you can easily do well more than 20 repetitions, you're no longer in that muscular endurance zone. Some of the same movements will repeat. Squats, for example, we'll train squats for strength with a high weight 3 repetitions, right? We'll train squats for hypertrophy, for muscle development in the lower body and also in the core. Squats are a great core exercise. And we'll do about 10 reps there, but we'll train squats for muscular endurance as well. Body weight squats or a lightweight squat where you're doing 18 to 20 repetitions, 30-second rest, getting right back into it. That's when we're training for muscular endurance. So it's the same movements, and the body only moves in so many different patterns. That same movement pattern can be applied regardless of your goal. So I'm going to recap. It is important to train in all 3 regardless of your goal. But a specific goal, you'll want to focus more on one of those. So again, strength and power, a heavier weight, fewer repetitions. Muscular endurance, a lighter weight, higher repetitions, but not more than 20 or so. And muscular growth, and that's hypertrophy, you want to train a medium weight, something that you can handle for about 8 to 12 repetitions, and always with good form. All right, I hope that helps. If you find by listening to this video that you're like, well, my goal was one, but I'm doing something else, and I see this all the time. I do see people who need to increase their strength or increase their muscle mass based on their own understanding of it, but yet they're training for endurance. So make sure your actions align with your goals, and then you'll see results. It's amazing. So I offer a Fast Track to Real Fit, my Fast Track to Real Fit program. It's an ongoing, it is a circuit-based program. Every single week, we have some strength power blocks, and we have some endurance blocks, but the gist of the program, the focus on the program, is muscle growth and hypertrophy, and it's a fun program. I'd love to have you join. It's $19 a month on my app. So if you are watching this on Instagram, click the link in my bio, and that will link you over to my website. I'll explain all the details of the program. That is all I have for you today. The most important thing with training is not only understanding how to train and how to do a movement, which I explain in my Fast Track to Real Fit program, and I offer right here on Instagram and Facebook how to do a program, but why you're doing the movement. So once you understand why you're doing the movement, you stand a better chance of achieving the results that you're hoping to find. So that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. I am Coach Lainey, a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach. Have a great day.